Good morning, students. In our today's class, we are going to continue our first chapter. In your previous chapter, we were going to begin with the next topic, that is written communication. See, students, written communication means what? Whenever we are communicating with anyone through writing, whenever you write something and you communicate through anyone in writing, that is known as written communication. See, this is more valid, you can say. Why it is valid? Because here we have got a proof over here, so it is valid and reliable than speech. Than speech means whenever we are communicating orally with anyone, so rather than orally, when you communicate with anyone through in writing, so that will be what? That will be more valid and reliable. So effective writing involves a careful choice of words. Effective writing involves means what? Whenever you write, whenever you communicate with anyone through writing, what do? You need to choose the careful word. Carefully you need to choose the words. Correct organization of words in a sentence means whenever you form any sentence, you need to see that whether you are or framing the sentence in a proper way or not, as well as the cohesive composition of sentences, means how the sentences are collected together or framed together. So written communication is extensively used for official purposes. Whenever we are working in an office, we need to communicate with anyone through writing. You can communicate by emails or by sending the letters through email, no? So that is extensively used for official purposes. Why? Because it creates a permanent record of evidence. Because whenever we are communicating in written, it will create a record of evidence and can be saved for later use. It enables the receivers to take more time in receiving the message and providing proper feedback. So different forms of written communications. What are the different forms of written communications? Letters, reports, memos, circulars, questionnaires, manuals, etc. Okay, so these are the different forms where we can communicate with anyone through writing. So nowadays you see, you are all communicating through your friends or your families or with anyone through WhatsApp. These days we have got messages like WhatsApp, emails, etc. All these are what? These are also the examples of written communication. They are also used by people to convey the messages. Now see, what are the tips in which way we can improve our communication. See, first of all, we have to expand our vocabulary. I hope every one of you know the meaning of vocabulary. We need to expand our vocabulary and learn new words. Form sentences using these words. How to learn the new words? How you can expand your vocabulary? By all the time reading new books, and whenever you read any books, you need to find the new words, and if you are not able to know the meaning of that particular word, you have to search in the dictionary and get yourself friendly with the new words. So in this way you can expand your vocabulary. Second is, you need to spell the words correctly. As I told in one of my previous videos also, whenever you are searching any new word on the internet from mobile these days, rather than dictionary, you find that whenever you are searching any particular word's meaning, you will also find how to pronounce that particular word. So second point is very important. You need to spell the words correctly. Master English spellings using flashcards. Flashcards ke through you can master your English spellings. Read regularly. It gives you an idea of how to use the words appropriately. Always keep on reading books daily, at least 1 page or 2 page of a particular book. Make a practice that you have to do the reading. What will happen? It will improve your grammar and you can use more appropriate tenses and correct punctuation. Always write text, keeping your audience in mind. Whenever you are writing, doing any communication in written, always remember that whenever you are writing something, keeping your audience in mind means you should know आप किससे communicate कर रहे हो. You should know who is your audience to read that message. So with that, you should do the written communication. So verbal communication is further classified into 2 types. Now see, verbal communication is classified into 2 types. First is what? Intrapersonal communication. So this form of communication is extremely private. As the name itself suggests, what? Intrapersonal. Intrapersonal means it is personal, मतलब सबको पता है, it is private. So it is undertaken to reflect upon or appropriate something or appreciate something. Means whenever you need to reflect upon or appreciate anything, it includes the silent conversations we have with ourselves. We simultaneously switch roles between a sender and a receiver. So this type of communication will occur when we consciously appreciate something beautiful, rehearse a message intended for others, or write a diary or a personal journal. Correct? Then this was intrapersonal. Now the next type of verbal communication is interpersonal communication. See, this form of communication, information is exchanged between two individuals. दो individuals के बीच में information exchange हो रही है. So to communicate effectively, the two individuals involved interchange their roles of sender and receiver. जहाँ पर भी दो individuals involved हैं, what do? They change their role of sender and receiver repeatedly. Means one is sending, the other is receiving. The person who is receiving, again he is sending. So it is the most common type of communication which occurs when you talk with your friends, families or relations. It can be categorized further based on the number of participants. Means जितने participants हैं, accordingly further it can be categorized. Then next is dyadic communication. So this type of communication takes place between two people. For example, two friends talking face to face, or two business colleagues using a telephone or an email. See, two business colleagues are talking or two friends are talking. So business colleagues, definitely they will be talking about their business, whether you're talking on mobile phones or telephones or an email. Small group communication. It occurs only when there are more than two people involved. Definitely, because here the name suggests what? Small group. Means where two or more than two people are involved. So the number of people involved in this type of communication is what? Small, which allows each participant to interact and converse with the rest. Means each participant can involve and interact with the other person. So in this case, only one person speaks at a time and the other will listen. प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंसेस जो होती है ना, तुम देखे होगे, whenever in any business or any company the press conference is going on, or board meetings are going on, and teleconference, these are the examples of small group communication. Please underline all the examples, children. Next is public communication. This type of communication takes place when one individual addresses a large gathering of people. Public speeches are example of this communication. Public speeches मतलब जहाँ पे large number where political leaders they take out their rallies and they give speeches in to the audience in public. So this is the meaning of public communication. So here public speeches are an example of this communication. Next topic is, children, functions of verbal communication. We have seen verbal communication. Now let us see what are its functions. So verbal communication serves various purposes in our daily life. It enables people to symbolically represent objects, ideas, places and so on. For example, using the word dog is a lot easier than getting down on all fours and acting like a dog. It is hence imperative to be able to communicate effectively through verbal communication. Some of the functions of verbal communications are as follows. First function is it helps in maintaining the relationship. It is through verbal communication and other symbolic activities that relationships are developed and maintained. Whenever we communicate verbally with another person, a group or an audience, a relationship is initiated. Whenever you are communicating with a person or a group of audience, you communicate in such a way that you are maintaining a relationship. See, a teacher when she teaches in the class to the students, that is also maintaining a relationship. When we are teaching to you or when the students are actively involved in the listening, whenever any teacher is teaching, that means there is a good relationship is being developed between the teacher and the students. Second function is it helps us organize complex ideas and expresses into meaningful categories. Now see, in order to make a sense of our experience, we use verbal communication because to organize the events into logical categories, जैसे for example, all the people we come in touch with are labeled with terms like friends. Whoever is coming in contact with you, it might be your friends also, acquaintances, peers, family भी हो सकती है, कलीग्स भी हो सकते हैं और स्ट्रेंजर्स भी हो सकते हैं. तो इन सब लोगों के कॉन्टैक्ट में वी ऑल आर कमिंग. सो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग? अनदर फंक्शन इज व्हाट? इट हेल्प्स टू ऑर्गेनाइज कॉम्प्लेक्स आइडियाज एंड एक्सप्रेसेस experiences into meaningful categories. Got it? Then next is it helps us define reality. Next function कौन सा है verbal communication का? Helps us define reality. We use verbal communication to define everything. जब भी हम verbal communication use करते हैं, we can use it to define everything. Ideas हमारे जो होते हैं या फिर emotions, experiences, thoughts, objects and people. So verbal communication is how we label and define what we experience in our lives. Imagine you are at a park with a few of your friends. Whenever you are in your park, you imagine yourself that you are with your few friends. The day is quite sunny and beautiful, but later it gets cloudy and begins to rain. जैसे आप अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ पार्क में हो, बहुत सनी है, लेकिन अचानक से क्या हो जा रहा है, वहाँ पे बहुत क्लाउडी वेदर हो गया और बारिश होनी स्टार्ट हो जाती है. सो ड्यू टू द अनएक्सपेक्टेड रेन. अब आपको किसी को पता तो था नहीं कि इट इज़ गोइंग टू गेट रेन. सो यू डिफाइन द डे एज डिसअपॉइंटिंग एंड बोरिंग. वाई डू यू डिफाइन द डे एज डिसअपॉइंटिंग एंड बोरिंग? बिकॉज यू नो दैट नाउ यू आर नॉट एबल टू be in touch with your friends, you need to leave or you need to separate. So you will say that it is disappointing and boring. However, one of your friend thinks that it is beautiful. कोई एक फ्रेंड बोलेगा कि नो इट इज़ ब्यूटिफुल बिकॉज इंस्टेड ऑफ फोकसिंग ऑन द वेदर ही माइट बी रेफरिंग टू द फैक्ट दैट ही वॉज हैविंग अ गुड डे बाय स्पेंडिंग क्वालिटी टाइम विथ हिज फ्रेंड. सो वन ऑफ योर फ्रेंड विल से नो वॉट इट इज़. he will not focus on the weather. He might say that the day was quite good because we spent quality time with our friends. Okay, another function is it helps us think. Without verbal communication we would not function as thinking beings. बिना verbal communicate किए बगैर क्या हम लोग imagine कर सकते हैं कि thinking? No, we cannot imagine. We use it to reason, communicate and develop our memories through language. Can be used to reward and punish. We can offer verbal communication in the form of positive reinforcement to praise someone. We can also use it in a critical, aggressive or hurtful way as a form of negative reinforcement. Okay, so this function can be used to reward and punish. Now next topic is non-verbal communication. Now students, this non-verbal communication, and then we have got functions also of non-verbal communication. So this topic I think I will cover in another video, otherwise the video will be too long. Then we have got visual communication, points to consider while preparing the presentation. Yes, in the next video we will complete this chapter children, because otherwise today's video will be too long. Non-verbal communication and visual communication, these two topics we will continue in the next period. So till then please read the chapter till wherever I have taught you, and thank you for watching.